Hello again, this is Akau Anyeth on the How to Draw Megatron tutorial. This focus is going to be on the hands. Now let's just kind of sketch out an outline. We know that we want to have a shoulder here. Oh, this is, by the way, this is the left hand I'm working on. Shoulder joint. Got around where the elbow is. Then you're going to figure out where the hand is. Distance between the hand, the elbow, and the shoulder of the elbow should be the same, give or take. That's for a person. Now, since we got a transformer we're working with, we're going to kind of make it into a three-dimensional rectangular sort of deal. So we'll make the halfway point at the elbow. Just have a slight bend in it towards the hand. At this side, let's angle it off. Pretend that hand's not there and just kind of angle this one off as well. Okay, so we've got two boxes touching right now. Right now, in the case of Megatron's arm, let's take this off just a little above the elbow for his shoulder part and angle it down over here, just above the elbow. I'm going to erase these. We don't need these in the way anymore. I should have drew them lighter in hindsight, but yeah, there they go. Now, the side of his arm, remember this is the left arm, we'll put a line here. We've got a little bit of mechanics going on at this part. Now, not halfway down between here and here, not the halfway point, about a little bit lower than the halfway point, we'll do a line following that one. We've got a square on top. Just connect that line here. This is sticking out just a little bit. Now, as I've said in previous videos, Megatron's appearance will change from movie to episode. I'm still going with G1, but they're not entirely consistent. I'm going off the movie. Now, we're going to have, what, 4 lines here? 2, 5, 4 lines. So I say we cut one in the middle, one here, one there, and a smaller one at the top. Alright, looking good. So far so good. Darken this a little bit. Now we'll stick this part out a bit. This is still the side of the arm. It's going to stick out a little bit in a curve type shape and come back down this way. Now from the top here, we'll extend it because this is going to come off on both sides. We've got an imaginary deal here. So they're going to connect still. Alright, so we've got this piece sticking out. You can technically erase that there. You know what, it looked good. Let's leave that. Now we've got the upper part of his arm. We can see the bottom of it from the angle that's given to us. So let's show the bottom part of it that we can see from that angle. Now we've got a piece of his arm. This piece is actually red. You can usually see it. It sticks out. It'll just be the similar shapes. Rectangular, or yeah, rectangular. That's the good enough word to describe it. Now we'll work on the bottom half of his arm. We'll darken it a bit so we can see what we're doing. Now on both edges we're going to have a line coming through at this side and a line coming through at that side. And right around the hand, before I even draw the hand, this is a let's say 2, 4. This is an octagon that his hand comes out of. So we draw the octagon, then inside it we draw another octagon. So we've got like a octagon within an octagon. And here is where the hand comes in. Now, I'm not a specialist at drawing hands, but maybe a little less than half the length of this. Shoot that out as the length of his hand. There are a lot of tutorials out there on how to draw hands. I've got a few ideas, and I'm not terrible at them, but I'm also not great at them. Because I could tell you, look at your hand, see how your thumb comes up to where the knuckles start, as well as half the hand where the main part is, like from the wrist to the knuckles, is about the same length as the knuckles to the tip of the longest finger. So based on that, I'm going to cut this hand that I drew in half, and this is going to get us to about the longest finger. I'm just going to buzz through it right now. I'm not nearly where I need to be to teach anybody to draw hands. But let's see, we got the knuckles, 4 of them, 2 on each side of that middle point. And once you get his hands drawn, at every bone joint that would appear on a human, his hand is going to have either 2 lines or a sphere connecting it. So like over here, there's a bone joint, we got 2 lines. Bone joint, 2 lines, 2 lines. Another joint down here. And once you get that part in, again, I do advise you to seek hand drawing knowledge elsewhere. We can erase this part, and we've got Megatron's left hand from the front view. Now let's look at a bit of a bird's eye view / back view. I believe we can do these at the same time because there's not really anything on the back of his arm. So this one is going to be the right hand, yes, right hand, but it's from back view, and above. Do the top view of our rectangular shape, then draw a rectangle, then draw another rectangle just like we did before. Make sure the bottom rectangle is bigger than the top one. This line in the middle, let's get rid of that. Alright, we work on the forearm, which is actually an octagon. Let's do the arm connector part here, just kind of lightly, then work it into this octagon of an arm that Megatron has. Right, each one of these corners we extend a line from it. Should be curved here. Extend a line from here. Then over here we're going to have a hand. Right, due to my poor placement, the hand will not fit on the page, but it doesn't matter because we're not focusing on hands anyhow. So yeah, that's Megatron's hand. That's going to be there. Now, at the top here, we're going to work this part in over here. So we're going to have a little piece sticking out, just like that. And we're not going to cut the regular rectangle in half. We're going to cut it in half, then in quarters. The quarter line, you know what, we will cut it in half. Draw a line down there, and this part's going to connect here. We don't need this median anymore. And do another line on this side. We're working on this part of the arm here now. Now right above the bottom we're going to fit this little rectangular piece. It's not quite a rectangle, but we'll put it right there. Got our 1, 2, 3, 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now across the top, let's make this connect to the other side. So now we don't need this median bit over here either. Got the top of his arm done. And at the very top there is a little spot. I don't know what to call it, but It's right about in the middle of his arm. It sticks upward. I guess it looks kind of like a fin, I guess. So you do a fin-like shape. It doesn't touch either edge. There's a space from here to here and a space from there to there. Then you connect it off. That kind of reminds me, I forgot it on the left-hand part. So I'm going to add that right now, this bit here. From the front, we're going to see the top will be visible from this angle, of course. Then we do the rest of the fin sloping down around the side. There, now we've got two views of Megatron's arm, the left one and the right one from behind and stuff, but Megatron usually has a gun on his right arm. So let's work on that. This is going to be his right arm as it is with the gun. I'm going to draw a little smaller. I want to try to get this all onto one page. Got the top of the arm, the connector part, the bottom of the arm, which is slightly longer than the top of the arm. Got three parts. Now we'll angle it a little bit so we can see the side view of this rectangular part of the top of his arm. And it's got the fin on top, as we drew in the past two ones. I'm going a little faster because this is just a lot of recap. We can see under it, so let's pretend we're looking at our perspective, our vanishing point is below that. I'd suggest looking into perspective if you could, because a lot of the transformers are really geometric, so perspective will play in very directly into drawing them. Now we've got the octagon. And the bottom of here, I'll finish the octagon just so you can see the shape that's going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then this is where his hand's going to come in. I'm going to speed through the hand again, just to kind of give an idea about stuff. But that's not the focus. Their hands are like human hands. Now you get the idea. Got lines on all the bone joints. Like that's a bone joint that you need to do the line, and this one over here. Now for the gun. The gun is connected to his forearm. Comes out at about here and ends about over here. We've got this part connecting to the gun, and the middle part of the gun is also an octagon. It's not as big as his forearm. The middle part's a little smaller than his forearm, so don't go crazy with it. Although, if you made him have his gun bigger, it wouldn't be terrible, because his gun proportionally is very big compared to him. This is going to be a shadow area, for though you can see the bottom. Now we'll connect the angles of the octagon. Now for the barrel, or whatever the top part would be called, do a cylinder coming from the top. Then we've got it's kind of like a cone thing going on back here. Then you round it off, then it becomes straighter and goes up to about the height of his, maybe a little higher than his shoulder, depending on what you want to do. This part, there's no real rule to it. We've got lines down the back of his fusion cannon. Now at the bottom, you're going to do kind of a cone facing downwards deal. It's longer than the top part. Think about the top part plus 20% or something. You've got the opening at the bottom. Leave a black spot here to show that the gun goes deeper, and have some lines to show the the gun trail thing. I don't know what they call it exactly. It'll come up to me as soon as I finish recording this. Oh, and I'd forgotten to add this part over here, so let's just do that. To add that part, let's bring this down just a little bit and just add it. We'll see the bottom view of it as per the rest of the stuff. So we're seeing the bottom view of this spot, and that is Megatron's arm with the gun.